El Maestro Speaks podcast.
You were one of the people who is fostering the autonomy of Cordillera.
Of course.
Yeah.
I have to admit that I am an advocate.
Yeah.
Talagang avid advocate of the autonomy of the Cordilleras.
What is the reason why it's very difficult to attain that?
Well, first, the understanding of the people of the Cordilleras.
Mm.
Yun yung talagang mahirap. That's why it takes time to explain. Second, the cohesiveness and determination of lawmakers of the Cordilleras to sponsor it in Congress. Tutukan nila.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, during my time, while I admit I am an avid supporter of autonomy of the Cordilleras, mababa pa ang understanding ng people of the Cordilleras. Kasi yung survey at that time, talagang wala. You know? Okay. So, a little bit give background on this one.
Yeah.
Of course. So that we will also understand why only the Cordilleras in Muslim Mindanao under section 15 of Article 10 of the 1987 Constitution had been placed to be given the opportunity to become autonomous region. Let us start from that so that those who can understand I hope you will remember it.
Yeah.
Bakit? Kaya, ganun. Yes, number one, kasi these two regions committed by the national government had been neglected from
Since time immemorial.
development and attention in the long period of years.
Yeah.
Cordillera, Mountain Province, there was only one province here at that time.
Yeah.
Represented by only, of course, if it is one representative, funding equivalent to one.
Yeah.
So talagang we were neglected. And similar naman yung ating customs and tradition.
Yes.
So that's the number one reason why when Korea, and this is something that we have to thank Apo Cory, because when she constituted the members of the Constitutional Commission to frame the 1987 Constitution, it was inserted there.
Yeah.
As I said, Article 10, Section 15, giving the opportunities in the Cordilleras in Muslim Mindanao to become autonomous. Now, as I said, nung nasimulan yan, the first was, of course, done by the Cordillera Regional Assembly. There were many of them were appointed by President Cory. Unfortunately, the draft that had been done by the Cordillera Regional Assembly had been halos 75 or even 80% changed by Congress when it went to Congress. There are a lot of provisions there that even me, I do not agree. But not Congress to, So lesson learned. Dapat magsimula dito ang crafting of the autonomy law. So that from the grassroots, alam nila what are the provisions. And this is the reason why. When the first autonomy law was passed by Congress, signed by the President, when it was submitted to ask for ratification in 1990, only the province of Apayao ratified it. All the local government units of the Cordilleras rejected it. And then, here comes 1997. I was then appointed as the co-chairman to draft the autonomy law of the Cordilleras. My companion din at that time was regional director of local government, Iverdina Doctor. So we crafted it. We tried to come up what we think is the best for us. And ito ang aking teorya, that must be followed in order to guarantee that if we become autonomous, it should be better than our present situation. Walang dahilan kung bakit ikaw ay magkaklamo ka ng autonomy kung wala palang maliwanag na ibibigay na benepisyo and advantages. So that's the other. So I came out with the 5 elements na dapat masundan. Unang-una, to form the autonomous government of the Cordilleras that have a legal identity that will, of course, preserve our culture and tradition worth preserving, because that's our identity. To manage our own affairs and resources more than what we are doing at present. And to do it, we have to devolve a lot of the functions being done by the national government to be exercised by the region. We know more our backyard than the national government. So that is part of condition number 1. And then, of course, to ensure that we will get higher share from the revenues of the national government than what we are getting
right now.
when we are not an autonomous region.
Mm-mm.
So that's it. So condition element number 2, there will be no diminution of existing powers and benefits that we are exercising under existing laws, particularly Republic Act 7160, known as the Local Government Code. No diminution,
That
and there
means-
must only be an addition.
Addition.
So-
That
so-
means walang tatanggal sa position,
Oo, na.
madadagdagan lang.
Yes, madadagdagan lang. That's why part of it is, I do not like the abolishment of the regional line agencies.
Yeah.
I do not like the abolition of the land agencies. Kapartner naman natin sila
Yes.
in the development of the Cordilleras.
Yeah.
Not only that, ang laki kaya ang funding na pumupunta sa kanila, na which should continue to be given kung hindi sila na-abolish.
Yeah.
And then, okay, sa funding, walang diminution of existing benefits. To give an example, ano ba ang talagang pinakamalaking benepisyo share natin under the present local government code from the national government? Yung internal revenue allotment. To give an example, 2017 that I was still the regional chairman of the Regional Development Council.
Yeah.
At the same time, the Peace Regional Order Council. Okay? You know, Benguet, I'll tell you, Benguet has had an era at that time na 900 plus million pesos. Ngunit, ang budget of Benguet 2017,
Yeah.
alam mo kung magkano? Kulang na 2.2 billion. What does this mean? It means that Benguet had collected from local sources only less than 200 million pesos.
Yeah.
So, patay yung Benguet kung wala yung internal revenue allotment.
Exactly.
Worse, Payaw.
Oh.
Halos lahat, in Kalinga, Abra, ganun. On the rate tayo sa local source of revenues.
Yes.
Payaw, pinaka-worst. Kasi 2017, yung internal revenue allotment ng Apayao, 800 million. Magkano yung budget ng Apayao? 802. Meaning to say, 2 million lang yung nakulikta nila from the local sources. That's it. Only Baguio City that can possibly stand without
by its
the
own.
internal revenue allotment because time. Okay. Our internal revenue allotment was only 670 million more or less. but we have a budget of about 2 billion. Actually, 2.1 plus billion. It means to say that we collected about 1.5 billion from the local sources. That's it. So, under condition number 2, hindi maaalis yan. Even if we will become autonomous, the national government shall continue to give it to us. Oh, that, all right. Sinabi ko, I did not propose the abolishment of the regional line agencies. All right. The lowest budget of regional line agencies or the region is CAR in 2017. But, umabot kaya ng more or less 29 billion ng budget ng line agencies. So, gusto sabihin, itutuloy yung national government to give that budget to the line agencies. Na dito lang sa Cordillera magagamit. Okay. A matter of coordination lang yung gawin ng autonomous government with the line agencies. Because under my proposal, the line agencies will only be partially devolved to the region. Yung ma-devolve lang sa region, the power of supervision being exercised by the cabinet secretary shall be exercised by the regional governor. So, hindi na pupunta yung regional directors sa department secretaries, ano lang. At yung budget ng regional line agencies, the personnel services, MOOA, and capital outlay will be separate from the budget of the autonomous government. Para nga, talagang addition. Walang removal. And
there will be the improvement in the benefit.
yes, I see this. Because studying the failure of the autonomous government of Muslim Mindanao, nakita ko diyan sila lumagpak sa unang autonomy law nila. Kasi inabolish nila yung line agencies, nawala yung budget ng line agencies. Yung nangyayari lang, nag-a-appropriate ng Congress every year for the budget of the autonomous region of Mindanao. Na hindi naman kinonsider yung budget ng line agencies na dapat diyan na tayo magsimula sa budget ng autonomous region and give them the authority to create their own Department of Public Works, Education. So, kulang na ang pera, kaawawan nila. And that's the that's the defect also of devolution under the local government code. Kasi yung national government, kinalculate nila na yung internal revenue allotment natin sufficient to deliver the services of what we are doing. Example, the Baguio General, Benguet General Hospital. That is to the province of Benguet. Yung ira lang ng Benguet, kulang na ano mo dyan. That's why halos namatay yung Benguet General Hospital. So, diyan yung ano ko. So, hindi maalis yan. Of course, employment. Kung alisin mo siya, where are these people? A lot of them from the Cordilleras are employed there. That's within the coverage of no diminution of existing powers and benefits. Number 3, no dismissal or transfer of career civil service employees unless for just cause and after due process. No diminution, no dismissal. Parang may safety naman yung ng line agencies. Then, number 4. Number 4. Over and above these benefits, ano ang idadagdag natin? Number letter A, yung share natin sa total revenue collection of the city government. This is over and above the internal revenue allotment that we are getting. So we specified there. A lot, I think there were 10 taxes na nilagay natin yung dapat meron tayong share na ganito, ganyan. At sa total during that time will be 17 billion every year. Added to our era, added to what the budget of the line agencies will be. Okay. And then, yung koleksyon ng LTO in BI, those abing koleksyon, 80% will be retained by the region, only 20% will go to the national government. Alright, and then next na additional, yung number 4 is subsidy. Okay? Again, over and above the internal revenue allotment, over and above yung share natin sa national revenue collections, number 4 is subsidy. May justification. Bakit may subsidy? Inaamin nga yung national government na we were neglected for a long period of time, the development. In order for us to catch up, dapat magbigay sila ng subsidy. Which under our proposal for 10 billion per year for the first 5 years. And then 5 billion per year for the next 5 years. Or in the total of 10 years, 75 billion. To be divided as follows. Alright. This is how it will be divided. Nakalagay sa batas. Alright? 20% will go to the autonomous
government
region. So ano ang naiwan? 20% will go to the autonomous government. 6% will be a reserve fund.
Okay.
So 26% lahat yan. Magkano yung naiwan? 74%. Alright. The 74% will be divided as follows. Alright. 25% will be divided equally by the provinces in the highly urbanized city.
By the provinces and
the highly urbanized city.
So it means 13 plus the highly urbanized.
No, because we have only 6 provinces and the city of Baguio as highly urbanized city. So 7.
7 divided
All
by
right.
7, yeah.
The component city kasi yung Tabuk. That's why Tabuk will get 2%, 23% gayam they divide among all the provinces in the highly urbanized cities. 2% will be the share of Tabuk City. From the 74%. And then yung naiwan, okay, 35% of the 74% will be divided equally by the barangays entire the autonomous region. And then municipalities, I should say, will be divided equally by the municipalities in the autonomous region. And the remaining 40% to complete the 100% of the 74% will be divided equally by the barangays of the Cordilleras. So that's it. That is the division of the subsidy. And then last condition, to come out with provisions that will ensure the financial stability and management of the autonomous region. So nga, the establishment of the regional center or the regional office of the autonomous region, 2.5 billion yung initially that should be increased. Inallocate namin at the time, many more that we allocated. So that's sana tingin, of course, ito to correct the injustice that we have been suffering, especially the province of Benguet.
Yeah.
Look,